record this. Welcome back. So this is our log analysis and collection exercise, and we're all going to participate here and contribute to solve this. So let's consider a scenario involving multiple log entries from a Windows system and a network firewall, illustrating a security incident where an external attacker attempts to gain unauthorized access to the network and then to a specific workstation. Please, can anyone, I think everyone can unmute as long as there's no background that would interrupt. Please, can anyone rephrase this scenario in a simpler way so that we are not just speaking Greek here? Or if it is clear enough, we'll continue. That's all I want to do before we go ahead. Does anyone want to drive? Okay. Everyone is quiet. That means we are good to go. Yes. Okay. Please, if we can see all these logs, there are 4 on the screen. Let me know. You should all be able to see everything. I have a feeling that, okay.
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, great. 1 second, I need to move this away from my screen. Okay, now we have a firewall log entry. It describes the scenario. It says there's been an external access attempt. That's the first one. Okay. All the 4 have date and time stamp. Did you notice that? Okay. So it says the first screen says that the action the firewall has done what blocked it and has blocked it for port scanning that was detected. And then for the second one is a Windows security event. There's a failed login attempt because username is unknown and the password is bad. And the third one is a Windows security event. The account name right now, something has changed here. I hope you can see the second one has got, oh, I think I'm only speaking to myself. Please, guys, let's look at it together and break it down.
Okay.
There's something that is actually showing up in 2 and 3. Something has changed. The same date, like less than 2 minutes, some sort of lateral movement has happened from account name administrator to account name John Doe. Can we see that?
Yeah.
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 So what do we think is happening?
Excuse me. Is it this log? Is it from the same system?
Yes, from the same organization, within the same organization. There's an anomaly here.
Okay.
Let's do something quickly. Go back to. I want to take you back to the scenario.
Let's
It's
consider.
the same organization. There has been multiple log entries. So those four are the log entries. Okay. From a Windows system and a network firewall. And from what we can see, there's a security incident there where an external attacker has attempted to gain unauthorized access. So this attacker has actually gained access, unauthorized access to the network, and then to a specific workstation. Does this description explain what we are seeing here?
Exactly. You gain that
Yes.
access into the system and then the workstation.
Yeah. So, because this user John Doe looks you can't be John Doe. John Doe is like a fictitious name. Yeah. So
Sorry.
yeah.
Ella, I thought maybe John Doe is maybe like the staff that they've gained access into, maybe give it is our own password to someone that is maybe an intruder now gain access into.
Mm,
I
But
think
the initial name is administrator.
administrator. So
yeah.
it's an unusual login attempt
Mm.
because that scenario says that an unauthorized user gained access to the
Access.
system. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think maybe there's someone's system, maybe a staff should be the John Doe that they've gained access into his system. Maybe the intruder is trying to maybe use John Doe's system as a staff, maybe of that organization. Well, that's my own thinking.
And if you look
Mm.
at the screen, the second one there and the third one, if you look at the time, you can tell that it's the same person trying to do something because of the time difference. It's less than
Yeah.
2 minutes. It's 1 minute and 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I think I'm looking at application log 4.
Okay.
It's got the user, the fictitious username, like you said, John Doe.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to get into the financial reports, That's quite a sensitive big report.
Yeah.
Access type is read, and action is file access, trying to gain access into the file. And I think from this thing, I think he's been successful.
Yeah.
Read access.
Yeah, he has a read access. So he can read the file. And another thing I'm looking at here. Ladies, please, don't leave me alone here. I can't hear from the ladies. What are you saying? Nobody's talking about the IP address.
I wanted to say about the source network as address. In both the second and the third is the same, even though the account name is different.
Yes, you're right. The
Yeah,
source
it
network
is.
he has used the same source. In fact, has anyone gone, okay, I know that. Has anyone tried to go on the VirusTotal while we are talking here? I haven't. When I was preparing this, I was thinking, oh, I should check, even though I should check VirusTotal for this. Has anyone gone to VirusTotal to look up these IP addresses? Because one of the things that would also want to do at the first instance, seeing this, the first thing to do is to investigate this IP address and block it, because it has taken over somebody's system now, logged in, and we don't want more of it to happen. I don't know, am I making sense? So
Yes.
yeah.
Sorry, I need to get some clarification. I don't think, as in from my own understanding, I feel John Doe should be someone that works maybe in the organization the person is trying to gain access to, because maybe the person has that financial or sensitive information is trying to just access. That's because I know someone maybe he used admin rights to just maybe first of all get into the system, then now go down to check files that belongs to John Doe, which should be a staff, I think, to get maybe sensitive financial reports.
For me, I think in if you're doing databases, or if you've done anything about database, or just general system IT training or whatever, John Doe is usually a name used, as the example. It's not usually anybody's name. It's just, a name that rings out like, this is fictitious. Or
No,
this-
I'm not saying it's, I know that it's fictitious name they use, but I'm just saying it should be someone that maybe belongs to the organization that maybe has sensitive information.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think
I agree with Tosin. If we go back to the question, please, can we go back to the
Okay.
scenario?
Done.
So from the question, it says, let's consider a scenario involving multiple log entries from a Windows system and network firewall, illustrating a security incident where an external attacker attempts to gain unauthorized access to the network and then to a specific workstation. So I'm assuming he's already gained access to the workstation of John Doe, who probably maybe works in the
there.
organization.
That's just
So yeah,
that's
I agree with Tosin on
that's
that.
that's what I'm trying to explain. Yeah.
for my own analysis, I would say on panel 2, it says login type, it says network. Then on panel 3, it says network. So in panel 2, the guy was trying to log into the network. He used the account name administrator. However, the username and password he used didn't work. So he failed on that aspect. So the guy came back a second time at 1705, then probably, I don't know how he got the name John Doe, probably must have been a brute force attack, and with the brute force attack, he was successful, because if you see, it's the same IP, and he logged into the network, because panel 2 says network, panel 3 says network. So he now got into the network, so now he's into the system. Then now he's looking for a particular department, for a particular place to go to get to source out information. Then now, if you look at panel 4, it says application log entry. So now, and so that's why, so he started probably, he must have scanned ports, where can I go? Where can I go? And finally, he was able to log into this specific place, because in this network or in this system, you might have had so many applications installed on it, but he got into, he actually knew where he wanted to go, because what his target was, where he would go and steal some very sensitive information. So apparently, he tried this location, application log entry file, and this application log entry probably, maybe this is where you have, where this is, in this place, this is where you store files, probably the a file a storage server or a file server, and he successfully got in. And because another thing that tells me that where he actually got in, because if you look at the file location, it says C. Yeah, and we all know that when it comes to in a computer system, the main place where files are really stored. I mean, the main heart of the system usually named the C drive, which is, you know, a common thing we do on a Windows system, is C drive. So in that C drive, he went to sensitive data / financial dots _ report doesn't. So that's where he got. And actually the access step, he just like someone here got it right. He actually read the file in this particular location. And so that's my own.
Yeah. Wow, thank you. Is that lightning?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, thanks. I think everything that we've all contributed, you've just summarized it up, and that's what exactly happened. So it's like a thief that walks around the building. Is looking for weak spots, and there's an unlocked door or an open window. If there's an unlocked door, you know, the thief will enter through that. So that is where the port scanning is taking place. So as the guy is scanning the computer network from the outside, searching for any vulnerabilities they can exploit to gain in, they got blocked. You know, port scanning, that is our screen one. The firewall blocks them. Okay. And but this guy doesn't stop there, and it looks like it's not only the same guy. You can see that the IP address has changed. Source of the attack. Look at screen 2. So the source network address has changed. So he finds a way in through a weak spot. And they keep looking around, you know. He he
Pat,
attempted
I
to
think I just tried to I think I can maybe
you
understand this now. I think
yeah.
the person just tried, maybe somebody's system is there locked, and he tried to use an admin right, like the administrator, and tried to log in. Then maybe that's when he gave maybe a user bad password. He can't get in. Then maybe John Doe left his system unlocked, and he was able to get access to John Doe and went straight to the C drive and was able to maybe read this thing. So that's my own thinking. Maybe John Doe locked the system. He was trying to use admin right to access John Doe because still using the same network address. Yeah. Then he can't get in. Then maybe John Doe now left the system unlocked and he was now able to just gain access and went straight to C drive to read maybe the sensitive financial document. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Who spoke just now?
Tosin.
Yeah. Thanks, Tosin. Yeah, I totally agree. And it could be that John Doe John Doe's password wasn't strong enough. Because if you would expect that if he attempts to use the administrator's account to log in, the administrator knows that he can't mess around with his password. So that's why he couldn't get in through the administrator's account, because it failed. It failed. And I'm sure the attacker must have attempted several times, logon attempts, using different accounts. You see that the administrator's network address is the same as John Doe's network address. You can imagine now, you are security conscious, your password is unbreakable. However, your colleague's password, let me just put one simple password that can easily be guessed, or that can easily be, attacked, and their password password crawlers, or what do they call it? So
Brute
they
force
can
attack.
yes. So that is why John Doe became the entry, the account name John Doe became the entry point, the weak link for our amazing attacker to get into the system and gain access to sensitive data. I mean, it just tells us, you know yourself, you know how security aware you are. Because if John Doe's password was as strong and, as strong as the administrator's password, this attacker would not be able to get in. Because both of them are on the same network. And he couldn't get in here, but he could get in here. So we can see what our role is, even if we are just employees in an organization. Our system can be an access place for an attacker, can be an entry point. So lessons learned here. Of course, we can see the anomalies in this illustration, and I think I think this is helping someone here to understand this particular part of a topic and concept within security operations. Well,
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, Pat. Earlier you asked if anyone checked the various
total. Yeah.
Yeah. For 1 second, my destiny has logged me out. The IP address came out clean anyway. I
Okay.
checked the IP address is clean, and all the results here is complete. There's nothing like dodgy. Everything is
Dodgy.
clean.
Yeah. This is just a sample and a fictitious sample, and I was thinking let's check IP addresses here for just to see if we're going to get anything. Well, thank you for doing that. So
Yeah, Pat, can I ask a question?
yeah.
Because I just noticed in the first panel, you see, it has a source IP and destination IP. So definitely the network, the destination IP, that must have been the IP probably of the network, of the entry point or the gateway to this network.
Yes.
So when you say source network address, is it the address, is this IP address within the network or from outside the network?
Outside the network is
Okay,
an
that's
external access.
Okay, source network address, that's external access.
External, yeah, is
Okay.
external.
So
Yeah.
then in the panel one, how come source IP and destination IP it's different from what we have in the second one here?
Which the second one?
Yeah, on the first panel, we have the source IP that says 198.51.100.45. Then it now says destination IP 203.0.11.12. That's the first panel. Obviously, it was blocked. It couldn't get through any port. The port, it was blocked. But on the second one now, the source network address changed. Is 10.10.1.5. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's what I'm asking. Is it
Okay.
that it's a different
All
guy
right.
here, or probably this is a network IP, an intranet IP address, or
Okay.
yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Okay, so the initial access, thank you for that question. Good observation. The initial access is an external access attempt, which actually tells us where the first looking at the timestamp, where the first attack on the organization's IP or network let's just use organization network. So, and it's port scanning, targeting port 445,
Mhm.
and this was blocked. This obviously suggests an external attack
Mhm.
because the IP address, the source IP and the destination IP, they are in no way looking like it's from the same place.
Mm.
Okay. Now, the second screen is a Windows security event log.
Mm.
You can
Okay.
see that there's a firewall log, there's a
Mm.
Windows security event log.
Mm.
And on the Windows security event log, you can see that it's saying that this is the administrator account name.
Mm.
So the administrator in that organization is system. It is what is being attacked. The source network address there is that administrator's network address.
Okay. Okay.
Is an internal IP.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
Well, technically, it could be the administrator's IP and it could be another IP, but within the organization's network.
Mm.
All right. So that is where it's indicating a possible lateral movement within the network, because it is happening on the organization's Windows security event log
Okay.
within the network. So like you said intranet, within. Yeah. So on this same internal within this same internal movement, there's another log. Can you see that the event IDs are different? There's 4625 and in
Yeah.
screen 3 there's 4624.
Mm-hmm.
Within the same, you can see another action now, but not with the administrator account, but from another source within. In fact, this tells me that is an internal network address which the attacker has been able to get hold of somehow through some sort of what's the word now? Some sort of coordinated
Attack.
like a suggested coordinated attack. They call reconnaissance. So he's been able to get access from within the network of the organization,
Mm.
because he has to get access into the organization's network before he can log in, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Whether is whether is still, whether it's in any location in any part of the world or whatever, if you don't get, if there's no vulnerability that has allowed you into an organization's network access, there's nothing you can do. But the first thing you need to be able to break into that network. So once you break in, you get hold of the vulnerability object, and you start to perform and you know what this does? It kind of tries to hide the actual source of the actual attacker's location or whatever, because this is happening from within. However, you can now link it back. It's the investigation and analysis around this and the timestamp and the pattern that takes you back to say, is this same person, or is doing it through a coordinated means? Yes. And that's why he was able to get access into this particular. I'm sure he must have tried a lot of password. So this scenario is is a suggested coordinated attack.
Yeah, I want to ask a question. Is it possible these two accounts, the account name, administrator and John Doe, we are on the same computer? You know, like having two accounts on the same computer, you know, because the IP source network address is just the same. Is it possible it's the same computer or two different computers?
So every computer will have its own IP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So your question, is it possible that because the account's name, the account's
Is it
is
possible that it's the same computer that the two accounts were on?
the same computer?
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly. The reason is that one computer could be a VM. You know, one could be on a VM. It could be your VM, and the other one could be just your normal computer.
Okay. Will both of them use the same IP address? That's why I'm asking. I'm just
The
trying
IP
to
address,
decode the
the IP
mystery of the
address,
same IP address.
yeah, the IP address. The IP address here is the IP address where the attack is being performed from.
I think even from the question, it said specific workstation. So the attacker knows what he's doing. So it has said it's a specific workstation. So that's what I'll just say.
Could it be that the attacker?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Could it
What
be
did
that
you say?
Could it be that the attacker gained access to a particular computer and is
Yes.
out?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Again, I think the administrator has his own space secured because this didn't go through at all. He tried to, because with the administrator account, even if the administrator has his VM on his system and he attacks the VM, obviously the VM is a computer on it, so will have a separate IP address. Okay. And the administrator's computer will have his own IP address. Okay. So, and for him to get into the administrator's VM, he must get into the administrator's normal system, if you get what I mean. Because the VM, the administrator can SSH his way into his VM from his laptop. You understand? But if he can't get there into the administrator, he couldn't get in anywhere. So he went straight to use John Doe's account because John Doe provided him the access. It was a weak link.
Sorry, another point is, you know, most organization, you have like administrator that, like, you can use administrator right to just enter any system. Like, yeah, well, the previous organization I work with, you can have admin. Well, it's not everybody that will know the password, but some people have privilege, or maybe a new user just coming to maybe your place of work and just want a person to just do something. Just don't want the person to just, so you just give the person admin right before the IT can create maybe
Their
the
stuff.
person, their stuff. Yeah. So maybe that's what the person is trying to use the admin right on that same system to log in, which of course the password was not correct before he was now able to now maybe use Jones and John Doe's name or password to now log in.
Yeah. Yeah, this has been really interesting. Yeah. I think, yeah, we can we can call it a day. One thing I think a task that I think we can do from here is, so I've seen this at my workplace and I need to report it. Like, this is a very critical is a critical status incident. What sort of information will go into my email? You understand? So that's the task I can see from me. How would you describe it? How would you, because you've seen it, we've done the analysis now. So, and we want to report it and escalate it. to the incident responder, and to the security engineer, because they need to do something about it. So that's the task that can come from this one based on this analysis for me. And we can add it will be our task 4. But we don't have to talk about this one in the next presentation. Okay. So that is me for the night. I'm going to stop sharing. Thank you for your contribution, everyone.